you in YouTube yet? Because in YouTube you could do the chatting.
All right, everybody, we should be live, so you can let us know if anybody's there. We're live in YouTube. This is our basic first time doing that. Shout out to Gary Pope for helping us out. Dice Tower aficionados and Portal folk will probably remember. We are live.
Awesome.
So, sorry.
Now I'm nervous.
Hi, everybody. I'm Brant.
Where's our hands come in right now until we get our second camera? And I'm Larry. Did my hand come in anywhere?
Yeah, well, it's a delay.
Okay.
So, you're going to see that in a little bit. So we're going to try to do some live streaming here from the store. So the first game we're going to teach here is Skytear. Well, it's got kind of a teach and a play, different things like that. We're still working on getting more cameras set up, so that's going to be, we'll kind of have a better setup in the future, but for now we want you to see the board. So this is Skytear from PvP Geeks. I'll try to show you the cover of this. Now they forget we don't have it in the background here. And this is a game that Larry and I are both very excited about. We definitely think people will be interested, so we wanted to show you a play. Obviously, those who are near the portal can come stop in and check out the game and purchase at retail. Those who aren't, you can look at your local store, or you can check out the PvP Geeks website, which is phenomenal in terms of all that. So this is a MOBA-style game inspired by MOBA. And essentially, you're trying to blow up the other person's nexus. And we've kind of got these 4 factions here. I don't remember the names of the factions.
I call them yellow, red, blue, and green.
Perfect. So over a series of turns, which is we're going to, in a round, we'll take a turn with one of ours. So we'll have kind of 4 different in each round. And we'll play a series of rounds trying to get to the objective, which normally would be to blow up these nexus, which you have to blow up the towers first. Once you blow up a tower on either side, the nexus is now weak. And you've got these minions running around. Now, where the game is so different is that the heroes don't attack the towers. You have these control points, and it really becomes almost like an area control game over each of these points. This middle one is a dome, and the really interesting part is these two, the minions and the heroes will try to control them, and you'll kind of try to push closer to your opponent to do damage to their tower. But the middle one is where the outsiders come in, and Larry's going to bring in, here's our outsider, which is an incredible mini. Is this one literally just called the Outsider?
Yeah, this is in the base box.
And we'll try to show off some expansion stuff at some point. Maybe we'll do another stream where we show off some more of that. But so this outsider can be summoned, and this outsider does all sorts of damage, basically, to the opponent. So, like I said, in certain types of games, and the other side of this board has a 3-lane map. This is a 2-lane. And then very soon in the store, we're going to have the 1-lane map, the Ashen Pass.
I think what's important to note, like you talked about the website. They do a great job on their website. They have a newsletter. The board we're playing now with the objectives you're about to describe is what they deem to be their, I don't want to say tournament, but their league play, their official play is this side of the board, 2 players, 2 lanes, 3 objectives. It does make for a shorter game, I think, with different win conditions. The other side is more of that traditional MOBA, longer, let's try to destroy our opponent. I prefer this side. I know that's not everyone's.
I'm excited for Ashen Pass, though. I think that'll be my preferred.
No.
But, so anyway, on this side, we end up flipping over 3 objectives. And these are all win conditions, alternate win conditions. So if any of these objectives are completed, that player wins immediately. So instead of blowing up the nexus, if you destroy the enemy tower on your right lane, so this would be my right, Larry's right. So if this tower is blown up, I lose the game immediately. So obviously, Larry could blow this up, never get to the nexus, win the game. So it makes it shorter. It probably brings it from what they're saying is 5 rounds to closer to 3. And often when we play, Larry will beat me in 2.
That is not true.
Pressure's on.
I know. Well, I was going to make a joke before when you're trying to teach the game, and I wanted to say, I'm just trying to win.
So then this one is Skytear Master. Win the lead of a control token inside a dome 3 times. So if somebody were to win this one 3 times, boom, that would be a win for them immediately.
What's important to note, just while you're pointing that out, As you notice, the dome control token is number 3. This one is 2. This one is 1. So if we both thought we were going to win in the same turn, the order that these resolve would determine that winner. So if I was on the
actually have
third
the
turn,
advantage in this one.
correct, because if I go for that, this is going to trigger 1 before this one triggers 2. So my strategy might be to bum rush this side and leave this side,
Yep. So the last one is destroy 2 enemy heroes with the outsider, which this one is the pummeling outsider, so it is possible. All right, so other things to know. So these are our minions. I have mine lined up. Larry kind of made a pile of minions here. They're basically infinite, so you can kind of use them, but they come with the faction. So here's the blue faction. I had the rule book somewhere. Anyway, we'll get to that. So these are going to be able to be there. So we'll actually start with our heroes out here, and we'll probably just play in terms of that. So the other big thing, I think probably why Larry and I enjoy this game especially, is that it's a deck builder. It's a deck constructing game. And so you have this deck. Now, we're using the preset box. We also have the expansion stuff, but here we just have the preset box. And so here I've got a set of blue cards, and then each of my blue heroes comes with
signature card.
Ultimate, right? It's called an ultimate.
Yeah.
So they have their signature ultimate card. And the way the cards break down is they're actually multi-use cards. So that kind of appeals to the board
Great point of this game is that each card has really 3 functions, which I love.
Yeah, so the card has a mana value, which is used for playing for control over these locations. It has a boost value, which is what you're going to be adding to your attacks or subtracting. Some of these are negative. And then it has, basically its spell. You can cast a spell. Now, in a turn, each hero can cast a spell equal to the round. So as the game goes on, you get more powerful. You can cast more spells. So in the first round, I could cast this spell. I can't even cast my ultimate until round 3. So that's a really important thing to note. So we've kind of got these packets kind of in the tournament structure. You would make a set of 8.
Yeah, and what's important and where this game gets really interesting is the mana cost is also the control value. So when when my hero is standing over here trying to control this, I could take an action to place this card on my hero over here, and I have added 3 to his control value. So that's that other function of the card, which to me takes this to the next level, which I really enjoy.
Yep. So what's going to happen in a turn? Go ahead and clean up your side of the board.
Card. Can I shuffle now?
Yeah, you can shuffle.
Thank you.
So what's going to happen in a round is one of us will go first. We're actually going to pick, or we'll flip the coin to go first. And we're going to play almost as up-to-date rules as we can. One of these cards has actually been restricted. I removed that. I actually have the restricted blue card in my deck. So I might play with that for an initial game. That's right. You've got that disadvantage. And then they used to feel like the first player had a disadvantage. So there were 2 bonuses. The first player gets this Skytear Flux card. And this card lets them have +1 mana for a spell. So now on the first turn I could cast a 2 mana. They're smart though, you can't cast your ultimate with this card. So you don't get to play those on turn 2. And then it used to be that the second player drew 5 cards, but that is no longer in play. So the second player gets 6 cards. So we'll play with those rules as well. So you'll see a couple adjustments in the rule book, but honestly if you go to the PvP Geeks website, click on all rules and go to updated rules, boom, it's a single sheet. Easy to print out. It's right there. They got a great website, great interaction. We actually already have some tournament kit kind of stuff.
Had some translucent stuff, some towers.
Right.
Really neat. So this really, as you shuffle and we get ready to play, this game really, it's a great 2-player game. It plays well at 4 with teams, but it's really designed to be a league, right? It's really designed to be, it's a game that's supported as a league where you're going to be deck building, and 90% of this game is deck building. The heroes are just part of the deck build, which I love. We play a lot of deck builders, so I think Marvel Champions is after this for us if I have time.
Yeah. All right, so in a turn, when you choose a hero, you're then going to get 3 actions. And so there's 5 different actions in the game, but you can only do each one once. So there's the move action, and heroes can move 3. Now, 3 is the magic number in this game. Line of sight is 3 spaces, or range is 3 spaces. Line of sight is 3 spaces. You move 3 spaces. Everything's always in 3s. So you can move 3 spaces. this, I'll go to attack. So you can attack. So now when I attack with my hero, you can see this hero is ranged. So it's 3 plus I would flip a card off my deck and I'd add 1. So I would do 4 damage. And now that card would be played. Put that back in the middle. So that's what that little plus icon. And there's even some, like Larry has this one here, that flips 2 cards. So it's quite variable, and you can build your deck based on that. In fact, many of yours flip 2 cards. So there's kind of that piece to the character. Here's their health, here's their armor. So I deal damage, then I subtract armor, and we're tracking our health right here nicely along the board. It's great production. Really nicely done on that front. The other action I can do is skirmish. So skirmish is I can move one, and then I can draw a card and attack. And so it's a 0 plus a card. So it's just whatever the card is. So it's a little like pinging style attack. But between move and skirmish, I can move 5 spaces. When I attack, I actually have to attack heroes. Can you attack minions? You can attack minions, but you can't skirmish against minions.
You cannot skirmish minions.
So then the other thing I can do is I can lead. So when I lead, I take a card, I don't show it to Larry, and I tuck it under my hero, and they're going to add those mana points to control, and we'll kind of show you how that control works as we finish around. But that's kind of the idea. I can do that. However, if I have multiple heroes, I only get the best card out of all those heroes. So I can't just stack a whole bunch of heroes and cards with lead. And then the last thing is worship, and every faction does a different worship action. So that's where you get differences. And we're also not getting into the deck building of all this, but certain factions go together, and then you can see like some heroes, like this hero can cast yellow and blue. So if I put this hero with yellow, I could also cast yellow cards in terms of doing that.
Shout out to Nathan Ellis is actually watching.
All right.
And he was kind enough to tell us it is working now for us because he did catch our black screen earlier when we first jumped in. So awesome. Thank you, Nathan.
Thank you, Nathan. All right, so let's flip a coin. Heads, tails. Larry called it in the air.
Tails. Did I do that wrong? Heads. Hey!
It's heads.
It's heads.
So there are some other steps where you would pick the outsider and whatnot, but you could basically just pick if you want to go first or second.
Yeah, and I think I like going second in this game.
Okay.
Even though you get the bonus, I like seeing where you're going and deciding what I'm going to do off of that.
So we will shuffle and we will draw 6 cards. I don't know how well mine are shuffled. You've been shuffling.
You've been talking, I've been shuffling.
And then you would set up your heroes here. I'm just going to keep it simple. Larry's trying to beat me. I'm trying to show you all how to play. So
oh, man.
Hearts for
me.
me.
Is that true? Who do I want to... Here, we're going to go here, and here, and here, and here. I don't even know if I put the right people in the right spot, but we'll go with it.
Now, when we first played this game, it was just like trying to get over the curve of what is this game trying to do? Right. The rules weren't hard. It was just literally like, why do I have these cards, and what am I doing, and where am I moving, right? And why is that a bad move versus a good move? We learned a lot of those things. I may regress to some of those things again. It's been
we'll
a little
see.
while.
If we make a couple of mistakes, not the end of the world.
But
as long as I wind up on top, the world will be right.
We'll go there.
The hard part's going to be trying to read. I'm going to turn my cards so I could actually... I haven't read my cards yet.
Gotcha.
And then I'll turn them back so people can see them, just so I know what I'm doing with these guys. These are not... I actually enjoyed blue and yellow and blue and green, but we will make red work.
So you don't have the card, you're going second, and you have red. So you've got yourself 3 in the hole here. Huh? All right, I'm going to go with Kotlik, and I am going to move as my first action. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, and I will move here. And then my second action will be to lead. And so I will play this card face down. You are actually allowed to take the top card off your deck. And in a tournament, you would actually position this card based on whether it came off the top of your deck or from your hand, so that the player knows, did you take a random shot at this or did you do that? Now, this card can be any color. Even though he uses red and green, this card could be of a different color. In terms of all that. And then my third action will probably be skirmish, although I can't attack with that. So maybe I'll actually worship. So if I worship, I get to place one of these pillars. So I can place this pillar within 3 hexes. and then I can actually remove a pillar and get +1 skirmish damage on a future action. So he's trying to do a little engine build where I place a whole bunch of pillars and then remove them all at once and be able to do things. And I can heal someone adjacent to a pillar, so let's go here. All right, I'm done with that hero, so we'll go to Larry now.
Yeah, and I have no idea what I'm doing, so this is fun. I'm going to start with Akudi, the Radiant Voice, and I'm going to move her. Now, what did we say movement was? 2 or 3?
3. Everything's 3.
Everything's 3.
We have played this game like 8-10 times, but we haven't played it in a month.
Yeah, it has
so
been
that's
a while.
the one thing to know.
So we're going to go 1, 2, 3. When she worships, she could actually put projections down when yellow worships. They have like these illusions or whatever you want to call them. So that's her worship action, a little different than your worship action. I think we're going to do a lead for her second action, and for her third action, she would like to shoot one of your minions.
Okay.
She has a 2 and a card flip. +2, so it's 4 to a minion.
And she has ranged?
She has ranged.
Okay.
That's that little
Yeah,
bow
so that was
and
with
arrow.
my hero. I couldn't attack his minions because I didn't have ranged. All right, so you hit one of my minions?
Right, and ranged is 3, you said?
Yep.
So we'll hit that minion.
All right. My minions here are off the board. They're just
Yeah, important
watching
note,
over.
you can't have 2 of your minions in the same square.
space, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, that's another rule that I caught quickly. When you skirmish, you can skirmish using ranged. I don't know that we
really?
always knew that. We kind of thought it was adjacent, but it can be, if you have range, you can use ranged.
Oh, nice.
Mages, which I believe this is the only one we have. Do you have a mage with the fire, the flame?
I do not.
So mages go through armor, is one thing to note. Minions have 1 health, no armor. And also, when you place, at the end of the round, when we place the minions again, they have to be as close as possible to this. Remember how we started thinking, oh, you could dance them off into the corners?
Right.
That's not what the book says.
So what I'm going to do is, when I turn mine sideways to show it's been used, it's now facing the camera. These are the ones that...
Let me do the same as you, so that...
Well, that way I can just read what's
I
going
get it,
on
I
here,
get it.
because I'm a little lost.
I just
but
feel like
that's
it'll be
okay.
confusing if we're on different...
This guy's ready to fall. We're going to push him that way a little bit.
Awesome. My turn?
It is.
All
Pass
right.
the play to you, sir.
So I'm going to go with Korjaf here. So now the blue faction actually has like a shape-shifting thing to them.
And they affect each other, too, which I
Yep.
love. But out of all the factions, as I've played this game, because I played an all-blue faction one time when we played, it's mind-numbing, like, to figure out, I want this guy to go first, because the shape change wears off at the end of your next turn.
Right.
Right? So there's some strategy into how you do it. And it doesn't look like you're shape-shifting at this point.
No. So I will... Yeah, I think I've got this figured out with this one. So I'm going to move 3 to here. So I'm within 3 of this. I'm trying to control this, which is the reason I'm doing that. Then I'm leading by putting a card down. And then last, I'm going to attack one of your minions because I have ranged.
Yep.
So I'm going to attack one of your minions. So I am 3 plus a card draw is 5.
And
So I
range
have
is 3 as well?
Yeah.
Not 2? Okay.
3, so I obliterate your minion.
Shame.
So it is Larry's turn. While he's thinking, I'm just going to note, you'll see some of these hexes have this little kind of hiding icon. And so if a unit is standing in there, they're actually hidden. So if this unit was here, they'd be hidden. They can only be seen if someone's standing next to them. Or, ironically, if I was standing next to this minion, I could tell this hero, hey, I see them in this bush. You can shoot them. Which I think is a cool little theme. And I killed yours. That was right on top of the control point.
Right. I'm going to move this guy 1, 2, 3. I'm going to skirmish with him because skirmish allows me to move, attack, and move.
Yep.
I'm going to get no attack off, but I will move. And then for my last action, I will just do a regular attack on your minion. I get to flip 2. I get +2, and I was a 4, so that is 6. So I obliterated your minion more than you obliterated mine. And it is your turn, sir. And that was Habarat, the first executioner.
All right, so I'm going to go 1, 2, 3 with Tlakali.
Boy, that was brutal.
Tlakali.
And you're wearing that color shirt too. You should have those names down.
And then I am going to skirmish 1, 2. Again, I don't get to attack. My third action is going to be to attack. So I did have range, but I have a reason for what I'm doing. So I will attack this minion here. I know that we haven't painted them all. They actually look awesome to paint. I've gotten slightly into painting with the COVID corona, but I'm kind of excited to do that. So I will attack there for 2 plus 0, but that is enough to slightly obliterate you. And then I'm actually going to cast a spell. So this spell is going to be adjacent friendly minions can't be damaged. So now, Larry, I've protected these 2 minions. So I've got pretty good control over this side.
You do. You do. I am going to move my friend Sakoshi. He's a lava tamer. I mean, how can you beat that?
I just want to grab the rule book.
And what did you say you're giving your minions?
What am I giving them?
They're protected or something?
Yeah, you can't attack the ones adjacent.
I can't target them.
Okay.
Huh.
I guess if you had something that didn't target them.
Right, so I'm going to go...
No, can't be damaged.
Okay, different, because I have something that doesn't target, then that
Can't
is
be
very good to know.
damaged, so.
So we're going to go 1, 2, 3. I am going to put my mark on your gentleman right here, this doohickey. It looks like this guy. Did I do that right, or is that guy?
Here?
Can't tell. Whoever this is.
So this is his worship action.
Yep. Which basically lets me target you. So then I'm going to skirmish. So I'm going to go 1, 2, and attack you as part of the skirmish.
So you can't attack this breaks line of sight.
It does, but when I mark
You always have line of sight.
always have line of sight within 3
Yes.
hexes.
So that's an important note, though, is that this white line does the dome, and actually they were very smart. They put a line here
Right, so that
to
you
prevent
can't.
any kind of craziness down near the nexus.
So I have 3 ranged, and I get to flip 2 cards. I flipped a plus.
Cameras here.
Oh, I flipped the +4, so that is 7 damage. So I have to do it this way. First time on live camera, I'm learning. So 7 damage to your guy.
All right, and he has 1 armor, so it's going to be 6 instead. But he has 18 health, so we're still at 12 health. We're okay. Good?
And then I will do that with him.
All right. Well, that was a good plan with that dome there. So I'm going to go with Golbjarn. So Golbjarn is going to move 3, shapeshift into a bear.
He was already a bear. So what did he shapeshift from?
Yeah. And then he's half bear, half human. And then he's going to skirmish.
I never noticed that.
Yeah, he's half human in this lower left half.
Oh,
Well,
nice. Well-
his legs really didn't. It's really his arm.
Yeah, he's got a
on
human
the
arm.
last. Apparently, when you shapeshift into a bear, the last thing to go is the arm. So he will skirmish 1, and he has AoE attacks. So he attacks everybody adjacent to him. And, he's +1 for every shapeshifted. So I did not shapeshift him. That's okay.
That's what I was saying about the blue. It gets a little mind-numbing.
So, and then he will become unshapeshifted at the end of the next activation. It would normally be this one, but I'm allowed to exhaust my card immediately.
Right, it's when you
So I get one more turn.
exhaust, he loses it. So the fact that you exhaust him
immediately.
while-
Yeah,
right.
yeah. So yeah,
That's the weird trick. Yeah.
There's a couple of those timing things that are important to all this, but we'll go with this for now. So he does count himself, so he's +1. So he's going to get 1 skirmish damage and hit both of them.
Yep.
And I believe we've been playing a lot of Gloomhaven, but I believe in this it's just 1 flip. So I do 1 damage to each of them.
And those guys both have. I don't have any illusions out, so I do not have any armor. If I had my illusion out, they would have both had armor. So I do take 1 damage each.
And that was my third action, so that's all you.
So now you are done. So here's where I'm going to talk to the. I have this one already. I probably at worst have tied here, possibly 1. because this and this count the same value. So I have 2 heroes, 3 things. He has 2, so I'm 1 ahead of him. If he dropped a 3 and I dropped a 3, I can move this 1, which is now close enough to damage the tower.
Yeah, we'll get to that. Yeah.
Right. So I just strategy-wise now, I don't want him to be able to move this too far. So this guy really should come this way and do something over here.
And that's a girl.
It is a girl, Yami, the Flaming Harbinger. So I will be using her. What does she do? She moves through enemy minions and damages them, which doesn't do much. But I could place Yami adjacent to a marked hero and deal 1 damage to them. So I think what we're going to do is worship with her on that guy. So now both your people are targeted and marked for both of my reds. And you go there as part of my worship action. And the one that's already damaged is going to take 1 plus 3 is 4 damage.
I have 1 armor, so I take 3 damage.
Yep. Then for her second action, she is going to just straight up attack him for 4 damage.
Your skirmish was 3
Nope,
damage?
that was her worship ability.
Oh, when she worships, she marks anybody, moves adjacent to them, and attacks them?
And does a damage. Does a card
She
flip
marks
in
anybody
1.
on the board or anybody within line of sight?
He was already marked. So the worship is
move
put
adjacent
it,
to somebody
or
marked?
it's activate the ability.
Okay.
But I did try to mark her, and maybe I couldn't. Is marked. Apply mark to target. Target is 3, so she's not marked, so that's fine.
Okay.
But so I did take the worship action to do that, and so now I'm attacking regularly for 4.
Got it.
Which is
1, 2,
another
3.
3 to you. Now, to protect myself here, she will then lead here. And I am done.
Nice. All right, so that's the end of the round because we are tapped out of all of these. So now we go to, well, I guess not the end of the round, but it's the end of our actions. So then we will go to the minion phase. So we're going to determine a winner in each lane going in order. So the first lane is here.
I am currently +1.
Yep, and
You
I've got
played
a
a
3.
3. I played a 3.
So just so we can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
So that's a +1. So Larry would get to do 1 damage to a minion within 3. It's always within 3. So I have no minions within 3, so he's going to do no damage because the difference was 1, and then he can move that control token 1 space. Now, why that's so important is he's now 3 away from the tower. So when he could deal damage to minions, it's minions or towers. So first he would kill any minions, and then he would start damaging the tower. So you want to win by a whole bunch, especially in round
So then
2.
after that, I summon 2 and you summon 2?
Correct, plus you move your 1 closer.
Right, and it goes on him essentially.
Yeah,
Then I get 2 more, so he can go there.
yeah.
And the other one can't go here because it has to be
As close as
as
possible.
close as possible, so we will put him.
So I need one that has to be here, and then the other one makes sense to go here because that's hidden, so that's harder for them to get through. And yeah, so the other note to when I'm thinking about for movement is that heroes can move through minions, but that's basically the only thing. Everything else is a blocking element. So they can't move through their own heroes even. They can't move through control points. They can just, or towers, they can just move through the minions, but they can't end where they are. In terms of that. All right, so over here, I flip, and I have a 3 over here, and you led with Yami.
3.
So that's 3. I have 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Nope, you have 7, but that's good. You counted my hero.
Well, I want yours.
Yes.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And you have
I should have 2 less than you, right? I have 3,
4, 5.
4, 5.
All right, so I
you get to
kill
move
2, so I
2.
do this one is dead.
Yep.
And then I would deal a damage if I was in 3. I'm not, so I move 2, so I'll just move here.
This one also moves.
Here, I guess. And then I summon 2 more. So they'll go here and here. Oh, actually, I want them on the other side.
Yeah, there's some strategy to where.
Yeah, I mean,
you
I'm
go for
playing
sure.
to show the game off
Right.
a little bit more.
And then the fun.
And then the third one, Larry wins 1-0, and he gets to summon the outsider.
And we have determined the outsider can go anywhere.
Yeah, he stands both inside and
Overlapping.
outside. Now, you can read the card and decide. There are 5 different outsiders. If you get the outsider expansion, there's 4 more. This one is super fun. So it's not like you're missing out, but it actually would be the second player that would pick the outsider. Or, no, sorry, when you flip the token, you can choose whether you want to go first or pick the outsider.
Correct.
So there's
So I'm going to go
there.
there. So then the outsider gets 3 actions. The normal
Points
actions,
of it, there you go.
yeah, as well as regular. The first one I'm going to do is, oh boy, is that called
Sorry.
Shadow Weave? Shockwave. Deals 0 plus a card draw piercing damage to target hero and push them 2 hexes. So I am going to do 3 piercing damage to your already wounded green guy. So he goes down to 3, and then I'm going to push him to get him out of action a little bit for this 2 spaces. Then he's going to take a regular ranged action against this other hero. Want to do that? You can also draw 1 power card. You could target friendly hero, takes a worship action. That's pretty cool. But no, we will attack for +0, so it's 3 damage on this person, Brant.
Okay. 1 health, so that's 2 damage.
1 armor, yep.
1 armor, thank you.
And then I will draw a power card with his 3rd action. See why it's important that this goes last, because if he had gone first, I could have taken your person out of contention
Yeah.
that had a, right, so very, very well, good design there that it's not a random placement. These are random,
Yeah, the
but
1
this
and
is
2
always
are.
last, which
Yep.
I think has to be that way, so good design there.
So a couple quick notes are, anytime you damage a tower, including destroy, you get to draw a card. Anytime you kill a hero, you get to draw 2 cards, I'm pretty sure.
Yep.
Also, that hero is taken out of commission for 1 action. So if they've already gone, they'll actually come 2 rounds later. If they haven't gone yet, they'll come in the next round. So that's the thing. So Larry's kind of working on my hero here. I was working on kind of controlling over here. And that's where we're at. So then the other things are, Larry, you have done, is this kill? Defeat 2 enemies. So you've controlled this 1 time.
Yep.
So you have 1 towards this. We don't have a lot to mark for tokens, so we'll have to find something for that.
Right.
That's it. So there'll be 1 towards this. So now at the end of the round, we would ready all of our heroes. We draw 2 cards, and you have to discard down to 7. We move the marker up. Turn order never changes. So I will be the first player every round, which does feel a little weird in terms of all that. And then any defeated heroes would spawn right at the start of the round if they're supposed to come back. And you can actually put the heroes right on the space so you know when they come back in, so you don't forget to do that. In terms of that, and then it's the next turn. This does stay here, and there are win conditions around. We don't have them currently, but it could be defeat the outsider. So this guy's got 20 health and 2 armor. It's not happening.
I don't think he's getting defeated.
If you want to grab like Marvel tokens, we could put a 1 damage counter because it's red for you. I don't know, something like that to mark that you've done that once. I'm sure we'll probably remember, but it helps for people.
Or yellow.
Yellow works.
Which one? Here?
Yep. So if you control this dome 3 times, you win. So that basically forces me to work on that spot. Ooh, I'm in a tricky spot because this guy is going to die. So now it's, do I activate him or do I let him die?
That's an interesting question, right? Because if you activate him and then I kill him, you lose him next round. Whereas if you don't use him this round and I kill him, you get him back next round. And the reality is the game could end next round.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean it will, it could. I do like the strategy in this game. There is a lot going on.
So let's try to go with Tlakali, who heals. So we're going to see if we can make that work. So the first thing I can do is I can remove a pillar to let them trigger their skill. So I'm going to remove this, and that heals him for 1 plus a flip. 0. So I heal for 1. And then I'm going to cast this spell, Sacrifice. So I heal him for 4, and Tlakali loses 2, which is a reasonable spell. And then I just keep my spell here because I've cast one of two points. And after that, I don't know. I guess it makes the most sense to attack over there. It could also be, but I don't think so. So I will attack your minion that's right on the spot there for 2, plus 1 is 3. And that's the end of my turn. So I've allowed Larry, he could come all the way back here. He'd remove himself from the competition here, but he would take out my hero. So now he has to decide, is it worth me losing my hero? If he doesn't bother to take out my hero, then I will possibly move my hero up in range this turn. So I'm really focusing on this right breach. Of course, I lose to him over here if he also destroys the breach, but I'm going to try to push a little harder.
So Deathly Touch, the first time Yami moves through an enemy minion, each activation deal 1 damage to it. So she can move through 3 enemy minions and basically kill them. That's how I'm reading that, correct? I've never played her before.
If you had that movement. And I would imagine, I don't know if move is different from skirmish.
Right.
Although skirmish says move, so.
Right.
Although you can't end where the minion is.
Right. But as she
So
moves,
I think you could kill 2.
Well,
you
I
could
can move
through
for
1,
3.
move through 1, and then move to an empty space, because you can't end where a minion is.
Right, but what I could do is skirmish to here to attack her, then take a regular move and move 1, 2, 3, killing them all.
I think you haven't moved through this one.
Okay.
I'm not sure. That's something we'd have to look up.
Kind of like the idea of that. So let's do that. Let's. She will mark you, and she will be placed next to you and deal 1. This is her Shadow of the Reaper plus 0, so she only deals 1 damage to her, which I think she has 1 armor, so
yeah.
she's fine. Then she will trigger a move. She will move 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Then she could target that. Someone else could deal with that.
Is it the first time or each time?
It says the first time Yami moves through an enemy minion, each activation.
Okay, so you can only kill 1.
So you think I can only kill
The
1?
first time you move through a minion.
First time move through an enemy. I was thinking the first time you move through that minion.
Gotcha. I don't know. My guess is I don't know why it would say that, as if you're going to hop back and forth trying to do
You can
more
move
than
twice,
1 damage.
correct?
No, you can only move once.
Okay. Which is why it's interesting that it says the first time you move through.
I think it's saying the first minion you move through. I could be wrong, so we'll have to look it up, but that's...
Right, I still want to do it, so we're going to move through this minion here, killing it. Well, I got to flip still dead. And landing here, and then attacking that minion for my last action, which will be 1 flip, killing this
What did
one.
you flip a card? You deal 1 plus a card draw?
Yep.
Oh, okay.
And then my attack is 2 plus a card draw,
And I'm guessing that must be for cards that give minions shielding or something.
I guess.
Because I don't know why they would have that otherwise.
That is your go, sir.
All right. So you've kind of committed, but you have this one here. He can move infinitely? Anybody that's marked, he can move to?
That was her.
Okay, so he can't move infinitely to this character. I thought the marks come
But
off at the end of the round?
I don't know. It doesn't say it on my mark actions. Usually they would tell you if they do, right? On the worship action.
I thought I remembered that was a thing.
Yeah, the only ones that say they come off are your shapeshift.
Yeah.
Because even your green ones stay out as well. But maybe.
saying something about that here, but I don't want to take up too much time, so we're just going to play with that. But I think that is a thing. I think at the end of the round,
So I've never played that way, so
yeah.
we could verify at a later time.
Yep, that's
If I
what we'll
can
do.
look it
That's
up.
fine. Because I feel like now that you marked them,
Well,
and they
same thing-
stay marked, it's pretty
same thing as
powerful.
these, when these are out, they're...
Yeah, true. But this feels like you don't have to spend an action to do it anymore. So it's
Well,
like,
to do the
and I
action,
can't-
you still got to spend it. I wonder if when you...
That's
but
true.
it's-
That's true. You need to do the action. So
Yeah.
we'll see. All right. So the question is, do I move him, hoping that you don't just like fall out? Does he have ranged?
Yep, and he will have line of sight of him through here.
He has line of sight,
To both of them, actually.
so he can attack all he wants.
Yep.
But I have 8 health, so you would just have a single attack, 2 flips, 3. So I'm gonna go ahead and assume I'm okay on that front. I've got this shape-shifted bear. I shape-shifted him. Do if I get him the spot. I'm gonna move, I'm gonna do that, and I'm gonna worship. Let's just do that. So we'll move him 3 over here, and then we will worship and put a pillar down, I guess, next to him, and then we will lead. And I am done with my turn.
We'll go with the Akuti, the Radiant Voice. She will worship. Here. She will then move here. She will then attack this doohickey. I don't know who this guy is for you.
Yep, Korjuf.
Yep. She will attack him with Retribution. Well, she's going to attack him, but then because she has Retribution, she may deal 1 damage to an enemy minion adjacent to her illusion. So first she'll attack you for 2 and a flip. So 3
Okay.
to you, and then 1 and a flip to a minion adjacent to this. So this guy. Trying to create a imbalance there.
All right. And that was 3.
Yep.
All right. So I'm going to go with Korjaf, and I'm going to shapeshift for my first one. Now his is he gives +1. Friendly shapeshift heroes within 3 hexes get +1 skirmish damage. So these two obviously work well together. He's going to have a whole bunch of skirmish damage. But you moved away.
Oh, and you know what I'm forgetting? I totally wanted to play a card, but I will. Just at the end of his turn, I'm going to move him 1 hex. Boop.
Got it.
Got to remember now I can play these cards now that we're on turn 2.
Right. So then I will attack here. I'll attack one of your minions. So I have range, so it's 3 + 0. Sorry, I'm sure that. But that's enough to kill a minion. That one's off the board. And then I will shapeshift. And then I can move, but I will lead instead. And I'm done.
Interesting. Many different options over here. First thing I will do is cast Combustion with him. Because he, even though he's a yellow character, he has the red symbol. I don't know if they can see that on there. So it does allow him to play red cards. Defeat target minion, and then deal 1 and a flip piercing damage to each enemy hero adjacent. So it deals 2 piercing damage to your bear.
Okay, down to 16. Piercing would go through armor.
Correct. Then he is going to... Then he's going to just attack your... What's your bear's armor right now? Just 1?
He has 1 armor, that's correct.
So he will attack you for 6 damage, because I don't add these, I take the best, correct, when I flip 2?
Oh, that's right.
Yep, so 6 damage.
I don't know if we did that before, that's right.
Yeah, I only
forgot.
did. I didn't add him, so you're good
The
there.
best of those. Okay, 6 damage, I have 1 armor, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You are just crushing
Yeah, I'm
me
just
with
trying
damage.
to go over, and then he will lead. He's done. We both have 1 character left.
Yeah, so I'm in a weird spot where I presume Larry's going to bring this character over here to try to win out on this. Now he has lead, and he's up 2 on me there. So I mean, he is 3-2 plus the lead. He could be doing that. I feel like I have an advantage over here, so he could be coming this way. So I have to decide with my bear: do I stay here and kind of try to hold that? Do I worry about this because this character didn't lead? Correct.
Correct.
But Larry has a great chance to just react to whatever I do.
Exactly. I mean,
So-
if you come in here, I decide if I want to win this or not.
Right.
I don't think you can kill this turn, even if I don't bring him in, which then allows me to try to win on. Yeah. So
Right,
yeah,
right.
there's some trickies there.
So I think what I will do is I will skirmish, which hits this character and everything adjacent, but unfortunately it doesn't hit minions. It's just heroes, which would be phenomenal. You had all the hit minions in addition, which is super powerful. But I'm +1 for him and +1 for Korjoff, who's within 3. So I'm 2 + 1. I do 3 damage to this hero.
So he has 1 armor because he is within 3 of that. So he takes 2.
Yeah. And he led, right? Or
He did. Yep.
So Larry could be at 3, 4, 5, 6 to my 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So he's a +1. So if I leave, he'd
It's
be
a-
+2.
And it's important to note that only 1 lead card counts.
Right.
So even if you led with this bear, you would only take the better of the 2 cards for your heroes here. I don't know
It's a
that we
matter of,
mentioned
do
that.
I
yeah.
leave him there, or do I go here to threaten taking this outsider? Which I really want to hold him off here, but taking the otherwise I just give him the outsider plus that lead. So I think that means I need to move inside here. So I will move 1, 2 with my skirmish, because after I attacked I could skirmish, because you can do those in any order.
Yep.
Then I will lead with this card. That's my second action, and then my third action could be to attack. So I will attack her, and that will be 3 + 1 is 4. And then at the end of my turn, technically that's when you exhaust, so I would unactivate and I'm no longer shapeshifted. It would be nice if they had minis. That'd be the one spot for the blue, but of course then blue would cost so much more to play because you'd have double the minis.
Correct. Yeah,
I think that's the spot I had to put you in.
Yeah,
I
you
couldn't
gave
just
me
say,
a-
why don't you take that and possibly take
Right, yeah. If you stayed here, you were in trouble. Because the reality was, this guy was going to come here, damage both of them, and I was going to try to win this turn with the outsider, killing both of them. Because that was one of the win conditions, was outside. So now I'm forced.
Yeah.
So now here's the question. What happens on a tie on the outsider?
Nobody gets it.
Nobody got it. So did he lead 2? Did he lead 3? Did he lead 1? Very interesting. I'm gonna do crippling. Yep. I'm gonna do crippling precision on Yakoshi. So he gets +1 attack, and when they damage a minion, a hero, they get slow. First thing he'll do is just attack you. You're there. It's a 4 + 2 flip.
So you don't have ranged?
Oh yeah, he has range. So it's 7 damage, and you're slow.
You drew a 4?
No, 3. He's +1 because I played. You weren't listening. Crippling precision, which is
So
+1.
okay, so I have 1, so I take 6, so I'm down to 5. And I'm slowed, which means I can only move 1 when I move. But not skirmish. And that goes away after the next turn.
What are you at? 5? Mm-hmm. I can't attack you again, unfortunately. I could skirmish with you. I was thinking, man, I could just kill you and then you don't even try to do this. I will lead with Yakoshi. And then my last action might as well be to skirmish damage you, just because. 1 skirmish damage is nothing, because I drew the -1 they put in these decks. And then I get to skirmish move again, which will come back to here.
Alright.
And that is it.
End of the round. So we go here. So I only led a 2 over here.
I did lead a 3.
So you're 3, 4, 5, 6 to my 1, 2, 3. So that means you can kill 3 or do 3 damage to the tower, which is what you're going to do.
Yep.
3 damage to the tower, and then you can move that 3 spaces closer.
Right, which at this point is going to be 1. I don't need to go after your Nexus, so I think the best spot is here, putting him there, and putting him there, and putting this one there.
And you got this one as well.
Oh, this one has to also come in, which means it can't go on the tower,
Right.
so it could go here.
So that's where you don't have to be. That's as close as possible in this case. Not for yours. It could technically go here, but I don't think that's where you want.
So now this game might come down to this goes before this, and I have, because you took the bear out, we'll see.
Yeah. All right. So then the second one, I led a 3 over here. Did you lead a 3?
No.
Okay. So I'm 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 to your 1, 2,
Yep.
and I deal 5, and that's a win.
No, you gotta kill this
Oh,
first.
1,
Yep.
2, 3, 4.
I counted beforehand.
no.
That's why I didn't come here and lead, because I knew with a 3 you couldn't kill
Gotcha.
it.
Oh, I thought I had it. I was like, woohoo. I have no idea where this card came from. Is this the card I led over there? Yeah. Okay, and did he lead a card? Oh yeah, for the center. Alright, so then I get to move 5 closer. So I'll move here. 1, 2. Do I have a third one? No.
I
3,
killed a bunch of them.
4. In this case, I don't want them all lined up for you to move through. Oh, I thought I had it when we did that.
No, otherwise I would have had to move him and lead.
Got it. Alright.
That's why she was killing minions to that was instead of leading.
Yeah, that was well played.
And then
yeah, that's where it's going to hurt me, the 1 versus the 2.
Which is why I chose this path
Yeah.
versus.
I didn't realize you were going to do 3 damage here. I thought I had a little bit better differential.
Well, when you moved the bear out,
but
I
only
felt
had
a little
2.
better.
You've had all 3s. I've been forced to play non-3s.
I've been.
So in the middle here, I only have a 1. There was no reason to waste anything.
That's huge, because I just picked it up. I let a 2. I thought you had a 3. That's what was getting me nervous. So, okay, that changes things.
No, I mean, I can't have that many 3s. Like, I'm impressed you've had that many in your hand.
Oh,
so you've
boy.
got the outsider.
So that's 2 turns of the outsider.
Yep.
Which isn't really going to matter, because we're both going to destroy towers, and it's really a matter of can I destroy,
Right.
which it's going to need 3 I have to, plus minions, so that's going to be interesting.
You're a +2 on me already, so.
Yeah. So the outsider, we're going back. Can give someone worship. That's right. That's interesting. Oh boy. Interesting. Well, first thing, he's going to want to. I can put him anywhere. There's so many people close to death. It's like, man, who do I want to go after at this point? We're going to move him over here now. Originally, I was thinking I was getting them, but we'll get that like that. So 3. The first one will be 3. It'll be the deal 0 piercing and push. So 2 piercing to the bear and push him 2. Oh, do I want to push him because I can kill him now? Just
3 piercing?
I have to push him. It says piercing damage to target hero and push them 2 hexes. Do I want to push so, because it really doesn't matter if he dies, because at this point it's going to be hard for him to get there to contest that. The second action is going to be to actually attack your guy there. I guess technically an attack can attack a minion, correct?
Yep.
See, 3 from a minion is 3. And that guy is shapeshifting.
Oh, we need to draw cards. We each damage the tower,
Oh, yeah.
so we each get to draw a card.
And yeah, so the outsider is going to pop a minion. This guy's the only one within 3. That's better than trying to hit
I
you
don't
guy.
see a way to stop
And then I
you.
draw a power card for that. Now, I shuffle, correct?
You went through your whole deck?
These guys all have 2 cards,
Oh,
that's
gosh.
why.
Yeah. Yep.
And that's 3 actions for the
I
outsider.
don't know, or do you not get to go through? That would be crazy, though. That would be a terrible army if you couldn't
Yeah,
get it
that's
back,
weird.
right?
Party power.
I feel like you actually don't, but then I feel like it's game in my favor because you went through your deck, right?
Could be.
Shuffle your discard pile and create a new deck.
Yeah, it seems like.
I feel like you have to if you went through that quick.
Even if they did the UFS trick of disc, and then we draw 2, right?
Yeah.
Moved to round 3.
So you did not kill a hero?
No, I didn't need to at this point.
I'm sorry, I'm
I
not
didn't mean
easy
to,
of
I didn't mean to say it
an
like that,
opponent.
but I literally can get all 4 of my heroes here, and 3 of my 4 heroes there. These 2 can't get
And
there.
I don't think I have an alternate win condition. Like, I can't do any of these.
Correct. Well, you do. You have this one, but it goes after
Right.
mine.
So I just don't see how I can come, because you slowed him to 1 movement.
Yep. Yeah, so I mean, the reality is I will have 3 heroes to your 1 over there with a lead and more minions than you. I think it's a foregone conclusion, but let's play it out.
All right. I know, and I just got rid of this card. I had not got rid of this. This gave me fast, and I could have given her 5 movement and skirmish to get over here. To give me 1 more hero, but I don't think it's enough, because you only have to beat me by 2, and you already have 3. But I could have got her there, killed one of those, go from there. All right, so... That's my thing, is I don't have anything that kills other stuff. And that seemed to be your benefit. Okay, so I will go with this character, Korjov. He will attack one of your minions for 3. It's dead. I will cast this spell, which I contribute 1 extra to control value this turn. So he counts as a 2. And I predict 2, which I think is look at the top 2 and pick where I want to put them. Let's predict on the back of one of these. Do you want to look up predict for me on the
No,
back?
you did it right.
Okay. And then got a 3rd action. And I can skirmish or move. Moving anywhere else makes sense, but I'll at least, I guess, move to here. There that goes. I am done.
Alright, this seems interesting, so we'll see what happens here. She will skirmish. 1, 2. And she will, as part of her skirmish, because she has ranged, hit your guy for nothing. She will then move 3 more. 1, 2, 3. She will attack your guy for 2 plus a flip is 4, Brant, on this guy.
Okay. No armor, so 1, 2, 3, 4. Sorry, this character no longer
Then she's going to play Hurricane Strike. She's going to deal 2 damage to target adjacent enemy here.
Okay.
And then if she moved 4 or more hexes, repeat the effect on a different adjacent target. She'll do 4 damage to you. 2 damage to you.
And it can be to minions?
It says enemy.
I also...
And she is done.
I realized I did something wrong. I can't change it now. When he is shapeshifted, he's melee.
Oh, and
So I should have attacked this one instead of that one. And then I moved, but I think we're just going to have to let it be. Sometimes we mess up. I imagine that would mess up your turn in a game that I think is a little bit of a foregone conclusion. I thought I had it over here. I didn't realize I was one down. Okay, so next I will go with this hero. Well, I guess I got to go with this hero again. I will cast Sacrifice, so she loses 2, he gains 4. I will Worship to heal myself for 1 plus a card draw is 3. And then I will move 1, 2, 3. Worship, I healed, and moved. So these aren't actions. So now I can play this one as well. Notice I never even used my card. So these minions can't be damaged. And I still have 1 more action because I did Worship and Move. These were both non-actions. So then I will lead with this card. I always want to call it Fallen. I'm done.
Okay. This guy is going to move. He's going to Worship to place his doohickey down. He's going to cast 2 different spells because they both only cost 1, giving him +2 attack. He can remove a condition he doesn't have. Slow if I hit you. I am now 6 with a 2 flip, 9 damage to this guy.
Oh, really?
Getting him off the board with his +1 control.
And you draw 2 cards, I believe.
Yep, and it is your turn, good sir.
Alright, I have lost the game. I will go with this character. I will move 1 because I'm stunned. I will Skirmish. And after I do this, so it's 1 damage plus a flip is 2 damage to this character. Go ahead. Sorry, I get 1 more thing, so I will lead so I can use the character.
I will activate this guy and I will gank with them. And place the caster in any cover hex on the battlefield. I will then lead with her. And I will then move with her just to get her up in there more, because in case it's not clear that I'm trying to win that one. And now I turned it that way.
Alright, I will go with Koltek, I will Skirmish, I will move, and I will lead. I guess it only makes sense to at least be within 3.
Yep, and because I want to kill the bear, and he's the last guy you have, this guy will try to attack him for 3, +2 is 5, and then he'll move 3, 1, 2, 3, and then he'll skirmish move.
Alright. So then, and here, Larry's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. He didn't have a 3. That's my one.
I played the gank because
to 0. And he blows up my tower, which is a right breach victory for.
Good game. I will say, turn 3 seems to be on this map the average game length. Once in a while it happens on turn 2, but turn 3 seems to be the average game length. Now, that was starter decks, right? And it was great, but the joy of this game is going through and saying, man, I don't want to ever flip a -1, so I'm going to take that card out. Even though it's a good card ability, I want to take this out and get my a plus in there. So, and then I'm going to, I have all these characters, at least with this deck, that flip 2. I want to be flipping. I want a chance of getting that +2 or +3 flip.
Although with that, with a lot with +2, you could have some -1s because if the other card is a +2, you ignore the -1. So you have that.
You do get
whereas
to
my
choose.
characters might be doing a little different. So it's Karumo is red, Leviathan is blue, Talat is green, and Neptune is yellow.
I have not played this in a while, but coming back to this, I need to get some stuff painted just for table presence and play this again because it is a lot of fun.
Nice. Yeah, so that is Skytear, and we have everything. We have the base box, which is actually really nice. I mean, you can then flip these up, and you can say, you take the 2 blue, and I'll take the red. There's 2 colors that can't go together. I think it might be blue and red.
Well, they can all go together, but you might not be able to reuse spell cards. And I've done that before when I've played on the other map, because the other map you go with 5 heroes instead of 4.
Right.
So you have a little more flexibility, because remember, you could always lead regardless of the color of the card. But that was great, and the expansions are the first set of expansions are already out, which added 5 different outsiders and then 4 more heroes for each faction with cards.
Yep.
And the new stuff, I believe, is shipping out soon from the company. The new wave of expansions.
It got delayed, but now it's shipped, and it's supposed to be here really soon. Brian says so. Yeah. So then there are basically 5 expansions because there's 1 for each color,
and then the 5
that
outsiders.
adds 4 new heroes for that color. So you could play.
See, Brant wasn't listening when I told you all that.
You said that with the expansions?
Yeah, I said they get each one gives 4 for each, and you get 5. But you were focused on this.
I'm sorry. No,
that's
I
fine.
didn't remember you saying that.
Remember, I'm color commentator, so I got to tease you.
Yeah. No, that's fine. So we are going to barely take a break because I have to use the restroom. And you have time?
What time is it?
8?
It's close. We try to blow through this champions
All right,
quick.
so we're
While
gonna
you're taking
play-
a break, I will set up and text Bella to see if she can get my son from work,
Okay.
and then it won't be such a.
Oh, I thought you
deal.
said 10. Is it changing?
Well, I got to get him by 9:45, 10, so I got to leave here by 9:30.
All right. So we're going to try to play Marvel Champions, which is essentially our favorite game right now. We're playing like crazy. So we're going to play with the 2 new heroes, Doctor Strange and the Hulk. And we're going to play against the newest villain, which is Green Goblin with the mutagen formula. There's actually 2 versions of Green Goblin in the Green Goblin packet. And so we're going to play this one. We're just going to play on standard mode. We tend to play expert because we play a lot. But we'll play the standard mode to kind of just show off the game. We want to show off the new heroes. I will be back.
Leave his deck over here. And while I'm setting up, I can talk a little. We're playing Doctor Strange and Hulk, as he said, 2 newest heroes. Interestingly enough, both seem very powerful at first glance, but both have reasonable weaknesses that need to be overcome. Hulk's biggest weakness, when he's on his hero side, he's forced to discard his hand at the end of your turn, so you really can't save cards and prep for future turns, which is not ideal. Doctor Strange doesn't tend to do well against a lot of minions, but other than that, he's pretty solid. I haven't set up Green Goblin in a long time. Nothing there. Let's look at his blah blah blah. Put a Goblin Thrall minion into play. Engage with each player. Shuffle the encounter deck. Advance to stage 1B. Okay. I think that's pretty well. Where are we? On here. Oh, he paused it. So I don't know if you're hearing me or if you're seeing this, but I will put that there. I'll get a Goblin Thrall in front of each of us. Shuffle this up. Starts with 2 tokens per player on it already. So that's 4. My Goblin Thrall. I'm talking to them, but I don't know. I don't see anything happening on the video screen, so I don't know if I'm.
What do you mean happening? You're good. You're
Oh,
there.
really?
Yeah.
Interesting. I didn't see my hand come out when I put this out.
This
there.
is on a delay. So you're going to put your hand out. You're going to see your hand in 10, 20 seconds.
Okay, interesting. For those of you that don't know, am tech stupid, for lack of a better description.
If we go to the other software, then you'll see yourself in real time.
Okay. All right, so this
the
does
delay
look pretty good here then where it is.
Yeah.
I was just talking about Hulk and Doctor Strange both being pretty solid characters, and at first glance, some people might think overpowered, but they both have reasonable weaknesses. Hulk's, I think, is worse with discarding his hand, Doctor Strange just really doesn't deal with minions well, but he's so versatile.
I think we should slide forward.
Does that show a little better?
And then we have this space to play our cards, right?
Alright, so this is the Green Goblin deck. I have a Goblin Thrall in front of me, a Bruce Banner. I have all my cards in here I want. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Yes, I do.
So we'll try to explain a little bit of this as we're playing. But I mean, essentially what's happening in this game is you pick heroes, and you pick a villain, and you fight. And the villains all play different, the heroes all play quite different. Yeah, that's kind of the main idea. Looks like we need to slide a little bit towards you.
Okay.
That worked. The one weird part is that I play with red sleeves for my villains, and Larry plays with red sleeves on his heroes, so those are not the same cards. So that'll be a little bit strange in terms of that. So Green Goblin is trying to scheme here. He's trying to unleash the mutagen, and this is 7 per player. So this is threat. So if we don't attack him, he will be adding threat to that scheme, basically. And if it ever gets to 14, that scheme will go off. We'll go to the next one with the mutagen cloud, and if the mutagen cloud goes off at 22, we lose the game.
What's Goblin's health?
He is 16 per player, so it'll be 32. I think you can put it right here.
Good. Would you like to be first player?
You can go if you're set up.
I am set up. Bruce Banner's hand size is 5. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy.
So essentially what's happening on your turn when you're playing is every card is a resource, and then you play by discarding cards to use as resources. I gotta play.
I'm going to take an action with Bruce Banner using his experimental research to draw a card, then discard a card. That for that, that for that.
Some cards will count as 2 resources, like this one here. So it's got 2 symbols. So I can discard this card to be able to play a card that has 2 resources on it, or a 2 cost on it. The first thing we can do is we can discard down. If one of us dies, we can keep playing. If both of us die, then that is that. I think this is pretty much.
Cards, I don't need to do all that.
I got my cape.
We're correct.
I'm going to have to play that. I'm going to have to wait on this.
We were hoping to have a top-down camera, and we don't have quite
Play
all the things.
Power of
so
Aggression to play Martial Prowess. Gonna play Double Energy, sadly, to play Jarlborn. I'm gonna flip to my Hulk side. I am going to punch your Thrall. And unfortunately, I could do +2 attack to it. It doesn't really matter. I'm done. Unfortunately, my
well,
hand
after you
was-
hit, you could discard that with Jarlborn, right? To do 2 damage.
Oh, to any enemy. Okay, yeah, so we'll put 2 on the Thrall. Perfect. Good call. I haven't used Yarnborn in a while. I'm done.
All right. So the first thing I will do with Stephen Strange is I will cycle. I have this invocation deck. It's really quite interesting. He's got these 5 really powerful spells. So I'm going to cycle here. Didn't get to what I was looking for.
Winds of a Tomb.
So then on your turn, you're allowed to flip once. So you can flip back and forth between your alter ego. This side, you basically get to draw more cards and you can heal. And this side, you can deal damage and you can remove threat and whatnot. You can also defend against attacks, but only one of those things basically on a turn to be able to do that. So the first thing I will do is I will play...
Oh, you got Lockjaw, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, you got your cloak. That's nice.
So I'm going to put my cloak... I really want to play with these ones. So I'm going to get rid of Lockjaw and the Master of Mystic Arts, which is amazing, to put out the cloak. And then I'm going to use all 4 of these to play Lockjaw from the discard pile. So the cloak basically allows me, once I exhaust, I can exhaust it to unexhaust. So I will remove 2 threat. Then I will unexhaust, and I will punch your thrall for 1. The thralls have guards, so we're not allowed to attack Green Goblin until we get rid of them, but we can hit each other's. And then I guess I'll just have Lockjaw get rid of the threat for now, huh?
I don't see why not.
So allies, when they go, they take consequential damage. So Lockjaw isn't so popular sometimes because he takes 2 consequential damage and he only has 4 health.
Always play him.
But you can always play him because he can come out of your discard. So we draw back up, and then the villain goes. So the villain turn goes right in this order, basically. So the first thing the villain does is add 1 per player. So they kind of auto scheme, and then based on which side we're on, they're going to do other things. We're ready all our cards. So it's going to attack Hulk. So he attacks Hulk for 2. I assume you're just taking. And we draw a card. There's a boost icon right here. So he's going to hit for 3 damage. And then after he attacks, he adds 1 threat to the main scheme. I will get attacked. I'm also going to take it. There's a star here. So we put this Goblin Nation into play. 2 per player, and goblins get 1 attack, plus 1 attack. I don't know if that applies immediately. I think it applies going forward.
Each goblin, Green Goblin counts as a goblin.
So he'd be 3.
Yeah.
So I take 3 damage. He adds 1 here. And then we each draw an encounter card. So whereas we were only looking at the boost icons, now we're going to actually read the cards and do what they
I
say.
flipped over Intimidation. When revealed, choose to either spend 2 resources of any type, or he can have a face-down boost card, because I am not going to spend 2 resources of any type.
And I drew Assault, so he's going to attack me again. So it's going to be 3 plus a card.
Lockjaw, right? Gotta be.
Because I could get him back.
Yeah, and you're only at 7, right?
Yep. So it's going to be a boost, which is the villain heals 2 damage, and he can't heal because he's full. Oh, he gets both of these cards.
That's why it's good.
That's a plus 0. So 3 damage to Lockjaw, who goes in the gutter, and we pass this to the next player. All right. Can't get rid of this Vapors. So I guess what I will do is... could put Followed on that. Which I guess I will do. And then, oh boy, I can either put these out. I think I will. So I'm just going to get rid of 2. Ready, get rid of 2. Gets rid of all 4 of these. Discard this.
Triggers.
Followed does 4 damage. So Goblin goes down to 28. Then I'll flip over. I will cycle my deck so I get images of Icon. Then I will use Heroic Intuition to play Sanctum Sanctorum. I can exhaust that to shuffle a spell back into my deck. So I will shuffle Astral Projection back in and draw a card. I get a Magic Blast, and I'll use Magic Black with Mystical Studies to find a Doctor Strange card and put it in my hand. It's your turn.
Right, first thing I'm going to do is, with Hulk, swing at Green Goblin for 3 with a mean swing, which is exhaust Jarnborn for plus 3, so it's 6. And then, do I want to spend a red? I do. I'll spend a red to also trigger this, so it's 3, 6, and 2. I do 8 damage. He's down to 20. Mean swing goes away. I will use the power of aggression as well as martial prowess, which gives me a fist resource when playing an event to play Unstoppable Force. Ready Hulk. If you paid for this card using only red resources, draw a card. I draw a card to get a skilled strike. He will attack again for 5.
Down to 15. So Hulk is doing what Hulk does. Punch, punch, punch.
And I'm trying to play my hand and not have to discard.
And you're going to stay, right?
I am staying.
All right. So we will draw back up and ready. So I've got 6 cards now. And I drew Nick.
Oh my god, what a waste. I might have to draw down.
All right. So then he's going to add 2, 1 for each of us. So this goes to 6 out of 14. Then against me, he's going to scheme instead. So it's going to be 1 plus the boost, which is 2. After this ends, shuffle this into the encounter deck. I will play foil to cancel 2 of that. So we'll just add 1. And then he's going to attack you for 2 plus a boost, which is the villain heals 2 damage, so you take 2.
And then I will, you'll pay for that after I take damage, remove threat equal to the damage I took. So I took 2, so 2 goes off.
And then encounter. Alright, Wicked Ambitions. Discard X cards in the deck where X is equal to double the villain stage number each time a goblin is discarded. I can either put it in front of me or take 3 damage. I will just put this one in front of me.
That's my go.
Yep. I can confuse him with this. So if you end up
swing
flipping
on
down.
your thrall, I will flip down, draw a card. Oh man, this might not be terrible. I think I'm gonna just stay here. I don't want to lose any of these cards, so I'm good.
Alright. I will shuffle a spell in order to draw a card with my Sanctum Sanctorum. Then I will use 1, 2, 3, 4 to play Nick Fury. When Nick Fury comes into play, I can draw 3 cards. And you're going to flip down, right? So I probably want to cast this. I don't really need to heal, right?
You got Nick to chump block, right?
Yep. So I will cast Images of Icon with my Honorary Avenger. So that will remove 4 threat and confuse the villain.
Strange
So the
is
next
so
time,
nice and-
do that. And then it's Crimson Bands of Sidorak.
man, now you can
leave up there.
stun him. Well, you don't need to stun him because of Nick, so you
Right.
can leave it for next turn.
So I guess I'll put the Under Surveillance up and save that for next turn.
And you can still untap him, though, right?
Oh, right.
So you have
So I could have healed. But I thought this was going to be Winds of Tomb.
yeah, so you have 4 attack though you can put on him, right?
3?
Oh, 3.
Or is it worth doing it here?
Yeah, that guy doesn't stop me from hitting, so.
So yeah, Nick is going to go away at the end of the round. So I do 3 damage. We ready?
He was at 20, right?
We draw back up. Yeah.
Man.
All right, we add 2. Then against, was it me? Did we not pass it?
We didn't pass it. It's me. He's confused against me.
He's confused against you, so he can't scheme. Then he attacks me. Nick Fury will block. So it's 2, and we shuffle this one back in. So that's 4 damage. He did not deal damage to me, so we don't add a threat. And then it's encounter cards. Oh, you 1 scheme against you.
Oh,
so
good
the
call.
minions in front of you will scheme.
But they don't flip cards, which is
Still,
nice.
yeah, no card flips.
Yeah, Hulk, I mean, I have some great cards in my hand, but it's like I got to flip down to not discard them because I wound up drawing all my resources last turn, but nothing to use them with, so the villain schemes.
So he will scheme for 2 plus shuffle this back in, so that's 3. And for me, I get a Goblin Soldier. And pass to me.
Yep.
Am I getting rid of these soldiers? Doesn't really matter.
No, I have a thunderclap, so I could do 3 to each of them, so
All right. I'm going to deal 7 damage to him and stun him.
yeah, that's perfect. And if you somehow had a way to put, you're going to get wins now.
Yep. And then I'm going to ready. This is Winds of Watum. So this one allows me to draw 3 cards. So I will.
Do you have the card to play it?
Yeah. So I will play Master of the Mystic Arts, which allows me to do the top effect without discarding the card. So I draw 3.
Or tapping Doctor Strange, which is nice.
Yep.
So now you could tap Strange and draw 3 more.
And then I will tap Strange, draw 3 more cards, and then this deck gets shuffled.
Shuffled, and if you
ran
get
out.
it back and you drew the card that lets you play it for 1, you can keep it. I mean, it's just, that's what I love
Right.
about Strange.
That's Vapors. I could change that, but I don't think there's any reason to do that.
No, so I think we're going to both be on hero side.
So now
Is
I
that-
will play.
Did you get a Mystic Blast?
I have Agamotto. I did not. I have a Stealth Strike, but that's only 4 damage.
No, he's at 10. If you do that, we're probably going to flip him this turn.
But do we want to get rid of these, or we're just going to take the 1 damage?
I mean, right now it seems inconsequential to me, having them out.
So I think what I will do, I have a Beat Cop. I don't know that that's super necessary, but it would eventually take out the minions. I have Heimdall, I have Avengers Mansion.
Oh, Avengers Mansion giving me a card draw would be really
So I think I'll play Avengers Mansion using this, which gives me any resource. I'll give you. Oh, I'm giving you the card draw.
It would be nice because then I could play a Thunderclap and a Suborbital Leap, which would get rid of 5 threat.
That leaves me with 2 useless cards, though. Sorry.
Just wondering, do you play Heimdall or?
Instead of the mansion,
Yeah.
or do I just hold Heimdall?
I mean, do you have anything good in your hand for next turn?
I'll just hold Heimdall. I have the Heimdall, I have the Beat Cop. So I was thinking if I drew a card, but I'm going to give the card to you. So I will hold Heimdall, and I'll give the card draw to you.
Wow.
So it's a bad choice.
No, because now I have both of those with both of those, and the question is when I do Bruce Banner, maybe I could do something else. So actually, it was not a bad choice at all. So let's use Bruce Banner to see. I get a drop kick. Oh my god. Okay. Which I'm not going to be able to save or play, so I might as well just get rid of it. I'm going to flip. When I flip, I'm going to play a 3 to do a suborbital leap to remove 5 threat. I'm going to then spend 3 to do a thunderclap, deal 3 damage to 3 different enemies, so that includes Goblin, so that puts him down to 7. I'm going to use downtime to play Boundless Rage. And then Hulk can swing a Goblin for 4, putting him down to 3.
All right, we ready?
This can go for that.
So we add 2 here, 1 for each player. By the way, this van, I never saw what this does, this under surveillance, increases this by 4, so it's 18. 7 times 2 plus 4, 18. He attacks me, but he's stunned. He attacks you.
Attacks you for 1.
Oh, and I get attack for 1 here, thank you. Attacks you for 2, plus 2 is 4.
Plus 1 is 5.
And then plus 1 for that is 5. And because he hit you, we add 1 here. That's still at 6 out of 18, so we're doing great. My justice is strong at work. And then cards. Physical toll. So this is an obligation, so you would give it to whoever. So if Larry drew it, he would give it to me because this is Doctor Strange. So I have 2 options. I can exhaust Stephen Strange and I can remove it from the game, or the next event I play costs 3 additional resources. I'm allowed to flip to Stephen Strange, so I will do that, and I will exhaust because I can unexhaust using my cape, and then this is taken out of the game.
Wow, he's got a Hysteria, which looks pretty
Ooh, that's
nasty.
brutal. Is that every time he attacks?
Yeah,
All right.
it's kind of annoying. So on my turn, I will, man, oh man, oh man. I'm not happy.
I guess I'll try to get rid
I
of
will
that
get
unless you
rid
have
of it
it. Okay.
because I have a double of that resource. I will swing. Oh, son of a gun, there's no easy way to do this. That's actually, I'm not going to get rid of that. I'm sorry. I'm hoping you can. So instead, I will. Thunderclap again, getting rid of these guys and now flipping them without swinging. What's he go up to for life now?
So now he moves to stage 2. I don't think we actually mentioned that. So now I think he's 22. Oh, he's 18, so it's 36 health. And now he deals us each 2 encounter cards.
Hey, it's like going heroic.
That's right. Oh, yeah, so there's a heroic mode where you draw additional encounter cards that we'll try to show off. We're probably going to play champions more often than almost any other game. We like this one a lot, so.
This is tricky. I am going to swing on him for 4 to get him down to 32. And I'm going to flip down. Only because I need to save Hulk Smash in my hand. You think you could double Hulk Smash, a double interrupt on an attack if you have enough resources?
Yeah, you could smash for whatever.
Interesting. And it is your go, sir.
Alright, so I've got all the responsibilities.
Well, I mean, I've done a decent amount of damage to him and the minions.
So I will
and
shuffle
I've thwarted a little.
a spell back in. I'll shuffle this Protective Ward because we may need to cancel some cards. And then I get to draw a card, which is a Beat Cop. I will draw a card for Avengers Mansion. I will cycle this out to get Images of Icon, which isn't super necessary. Alright, and then I will play these 3 for Agent Coulson, and then I will go get Spycraft when he comes into play. Then I can use these 2 to get rid of Hysteria.
Good work.
I will play.
While he's doing all of that, the reason why I mentioned
Spycraft.
heroic here, which I don't think we've talked about, as you move past expert, Fantasy Flight created some challenges where they basically said if you want a harder difficulty, play heroic 1, 2, 3, and all the heroic number means is you deal additional counter cards per heroic number you're at. So if we were to play heroic 1 every turn when we're dealing 1, we would deal 2 instead. So the joke with Green Goblin here is when we flip him, he's already like a heroic 2 because we have 2 additional cards on top of the ones we're going to get. Are we at the drawing phase? I'm sorry.
Yep, I readied. So I basically cleared all the threat and confusion. I'm doing my justice.
You are amazing.
But we're going to have all these cards to deal with.
You're going to be able to give me an Avengers Mansion next turn so I
Well,
can
I'm worried
kill
about
him?
staying alive. I've got 6 health, and I can get double or triple attack.
You didn't flip down?
I flipped up.
Oh, okay.
I was down.
Oh, you were down.
All right, so he's going to add 2 here. That's not an issue. Then he's going to get confused here, and he's going to attack me. So, I just have Coulson block.
Oh, I would. Because you're at 8 life.
Right? Yep. So he attacks for 5. He didn't deal damage to me, so I'm good. And then encounter cards. So we each get 1, but we had our other 2 because when we flipped to him, he said deal 2 encounter cards.
Shadow. I
That's
have.
when you reveal, so I can't do it. All right. So Shadows of the Past is the big card. So you take your set aside Nemesis set. So we're
I
going to
have
add
yet to see Hulk's nemesis.
Abomination.
He's elite Gamma.
You haven't seen this?
I have yet to have
He
it
has
flip for him.
Total Destruction, which is going to have 4 on it. It makes us draw an extra card every turn, and we cannot get rid of this until Abomination's gone. And then all of his are Clash of the Titans, where the strongest character attacks the strongest character. And every single card in his has 3 boosts on it. His is one of the toughest sets.
We are going to give the villain a face-down boost card.
Okay.
Green Goblin is going to scheme with plus X scheme where X is equal to his stage number, which is 2, so he's going to scheme for 4.
Plus a card draw is 6.
That's it for me. I survived.
Yeah, I'm in tough shape. So Green Goblin is going to attack me. So that's going to be 2 boost cards, so I'm going to block. He's going to attack for 5, so I'm going to take 3. I'm down to 3. This is going to be tough, because you can't block for me.
Cannot. I get asking
That's
abominations
another one.
and block for you.
Thank you. I get a Thrall, and he gets Pumpkin Bombs. So I'm okay.
Okay.
Pass to me. Oh, I could have passed that one. I didn't think about it. Okay. What am I gonna do?
All right, hang on. Before you do anything, let me think something for a second. After I change form, discard that. So that's gone. So he's a 3 attack. 13. Card 15. I don't think we can kill him this turn. Unless I get really good card draws.
You got that much damage? You got double?
No, I have a Hulk Smash and an untap, but I gotta see what I draw.
I assume you're gonna smash through him.
Possibly. It's gonna if I thought we could kill him, like if you had a double 7 like if you were doing 14 damage to him, I think we would just try to kill him. But
Yeah, I think I'm just gonna flip down and heal, and cycle this card because we don't have allies out.
so does that mean you'll be able to give me a card draw or no? I want cards.
I mean, I can play Magic Blast, and I could try to get rid of him, or I could get rid of this. I could play Daredevil, which might just be smart.
For blocking.
I'm not sure. I do not know. I'm gonna ready, but I don't think I want to do anything with that. No, I mean, is threat an issue? That has to go to 18. It's at 9. It's not a big deal.
That should be fine.
So I mean, I could Magic Blast, and now if I have Daredevil, then I have an ally, right?
Or if you Magic Blast, you do 5 plus a potential stun, then flip down and heal.
Well, I have to Magic Blast him.
Fair point.
So I could actually just have them both attack, although I think I'd rather heal. So I think I'll do that. I'll spend this. Then I will flip down, cycle this card. So that's going to give me a big turn next turn. I'll heal back to 6. I will shuffle a spell in, which will be the Magic Blast.
I love that.
And I will draw a Quake. So I could give you a card draw, or I could put Quake out.
I would give me the card because Quake doesn't do anything right now.
All right.
And you still have.
And then Daredevil will... Does it help if I attack for 2 here? Probably not. I'll just remove 2.
Well,
And deal
it helps
damage.
because then Daredevil can kill him next turn for you. Oh, he could still kill him next turn, yeah. And then you could do your double Magic Blast or whatever you're going to have. I think we kill him next turn unless something goes catastrophically wrong. Alright, my turn?
Yep.
I'm going to draw with Oh, boy, okay. Jesus, this is what I was worried about.
You also have to discard.
I know.
That was bad. Drawing a card was bad.
2 Hulk Smashes, but not
Enough resources?
5 resources, it looks like. Not 6.
Gotcha.
So,
Well, here's one of them.
1, 2, 3 to do 13 damage through Abomination.
6 and 7 is 25.
So he's gone. I will then Crushing Blow.
Oh, if I knew you were going to do that, I would. But that's fine.
crushing blow to do another 3 to him. Oh, sorry, I forgot to. Did I want to? Yawnborn. Did I want a Yawnborn? Did I want a skilled strike? No, use that to put counter attack on. I'll stay on Hulk side, and I think next turn I should.
All right, so I'm going to draw through my deck this turn. So when you draw through your deck, you reshuffle and you take an encounter card. And I'm going to get an extra encounter card here, so I'm actually going to get 3. So I'm going to be back similar to what we had previously. Yeah, if I draw Master of the Mystic Arts, I actually probably won't double Winds of Atum because I could double the bands.
I'm going to do 8 damage to him on my turn, and I'm going to counterattack him this turn, hopefully for 6 or 7 if he hits me hard. So
he's gonna be done.
I think you should be able to kill him.
All right, so he's going to add 2 here to go to 9. Then he's going to attack you.
Yep. He's got pumpkin bombs, whatever that does.
Yeah. So he's going to attack you for 3, and then he gives you 2 indirect damage.
Is that part of the attack?
No. So 3 and then 2.
Okay, so we'll hit 3 back at him, and I take 5 total.
Yep. And he adds 1 here. Then he will scheme against me for 2. Plus 1 is 3. So this goes to 13. It can go to 18. And then plus 1 for the Goblin Thrall. I got to 14. And then cards, I get 1, you get 1, and I get an extra, so I actually have 3 cards to deal with. So Alter Ego, so it surges, so it does nothing. He adds Pumpkin Bombs. The Goblin Knight, that's fine. And then this one, in order each player must discard 2 cards and put each Goblin minion they discard this way and play engage with them. Do we want to cycle that one? Probably not, right?
And what does it do?
We draw 2 cards, and each minion we draw we put in front of us.
Yeah, we don't want to do that, right?
We want to cycle
Because
to a
the
new
thralls
card.
will mean we can't kill him, right?
So we'll cycle to a new card.
You tell me. You know better than I do.
Sure.
How many thralls does he have in there?
A bunch.
Yeah, so I don't think we want any guards.
I got a soldier.
And the soldier's better because...
Yeah. I got a soldier instead of us each getting a bunch, so.
So, 1, 2, 3, 4, so 6 threat there. Not a big deal.
The only help I would need if you have it is this Thrall, but I could kill it with Daredevil, so.
Yeah, I think because what I'm going to do is martial prowess, nope. I'm going to spend these 2 cards to put combat training on Hulk. I'm going to use this to play crushing blow to deal my attack damage to him, which is 4, and then I'm going to attack him for 4, so I do 8.
He's down
And then
to 11.
in case you don't kill him, I'm flipping down.
Okay. I'm going to kill him.
You should.
So I will. Ooh, I can't do this, can I?
What is it? Oh, yeah, that card has...
Oh no, I exhaust it and then I do whatever I can. Because the trigger is exhausting it.
Oh, okay.
And then shuffle a spell and draw a card. Then I will draw a card with Avenger's Mansion. Then I will flip. I don't have Master of the Mystic Arts. So I will do Winds of Watum, draw 3, flip to Crimson Bands of Sidorak, and he's done. I'm going to attack for 2 on the Goblin Thrall because it has guard. Then I will do Crimson Bands. Oh, sorry, I ready and do Crimson Bands to deal 7 damage to him. And he's stunned. I know this is... then I cannot ready.
But you have a ton of cards and resources to do 4 damage.
So I will do Magic Blast,
So you had that.
and that does 5 damage plus confuses him. He's dead.
Boom.
So there you go, Marvel Champions
That's
with
the two newest heroes, Hulk and
Hulk.
Doctor Strange.
Doctor Strange. Each one, we didn't do a great job explaining it if you haven't seen it before, but we were kind of going off the if you played before for this
Yeah,
World
because
of
we
War.
did the newest ones. And now
But
there
you
is a...
shuffle in an aspect. So I was playing Justice, you were playing Aggression. There's also Leadership and Protection. And you build decks, and there's 15 cards that each hero has that they automatically include in their deck. So you'll see the different colored cards in terms of that. What were you saying? I apologize.
Well, I'm excited. In less than a month, the new set comes out, which is another big box, which is going to include 2 new heroes, Hawkeye and Spider-Woman. Hawkeye. And it's going to have a new villain set, which is going to, I don't want to say the word campaign, but it's kind of going to be a story-driven, start at the weakest hero and end with Red Skull. It's a Red Skull Rising box. And I'm really excited. I think when that comes in, we're going to just open it, stream, go with the pre-made characters that come in the deck, and go to town, right? And see how far we get without tweaking the decks. So that will be fun. I am looking forward to that.
Let's try and tilt this, but I can't seem to.
Yeah, technology's on its way. We've ordered more equipment. We're going to have 2 cameras pretty soon so that you can actually see us while we're playing. And we're going to also work on that second camera, whether it's a scanner or what, to be able to show you the cards we're using while we're playing them. What are you doing?
Now they can see the background.
Which is now a mess because it was hidden before, so we let it get messy.
Are we here now?
Do we want to say goodbye in person?
Sure.
Boy, I wear my sunglasses at night. How's that song go?
Nice. Yeah, so we'll probably play a bunch. I mean, Marvel Champions is like our favorite game, so we'd like to play probably a little bit more of that, or do some streams,
But Skytear
show off
was
heroic.
fun.
Oh, it was great.
God tier is amazing.
Yep.
You know, it's a minis game without cards,
Right.
unlike Skytear. I mean, I put Cobble and Fog up there because our first
Yeah,
not
if you go
stream,
back
but
and see Unmatched.
which I wanted to do Cobble and Fog, but we didn't have it with us at the time. But we will do that at some point. We have a lot of options, a lot of fun games
there's-
we enjoy, and
There's a lot of good 2-player stuff that we know for people playing at home works a lot better, that you could kind of build or paint, get going for coming to the store, but you're actually now more of an Omni gamer than me. But I mean, we'll also try to show off some Euros and some other things too,
God.
in terms of that. So we're hoping to do this as often as we can. We don't know exactly, but we've got a whole setup here now, so there's all that. But I feel like we streamed long enough, so it's probably good to say goodbye.
sign off. Well, in the future, we'll have a good sign off, but till then,
Well, we'll use the podcast one.
which is
I got it.
You
So
got it.
until next time, the Brant,
I'm Larry.
and we hope you step into the portal.
We're still on. I can keep talking until you press that button. So that was fun.